Hello, welcome back to another video. This should be I think it's the 7th attempt on Hollow Crown. Regular difficulty with randomizers. I'm going up against him with Olgamore and Maza. Olgamore has Coal Shard. You basically pay 2 life to gain 3 Aether and a charge for a special ability. And if you have 2 life or less, if it would exhaust you, this card gets destroyed instead. And his special ability is 6 charges and gain 6 life. If he is exhausted, he'll heal his ally for 5 instead. And then Maza, his special ability has 4 cost and will allow you to gain a gem that 4 cost or less, and it also heals Gravehold by 4. So this will allow Olgamore to tank and Maza to heal Gravehold, and he can also fix his economy. And then his unique card is World Heart Shard. Gain 1 Aether, or gain 2 Aether that can only be used to gain a card. Place the next card you gain this turn on your ally's discard pile. So it effectively allows you to purchase cards for your ally, which is why he has his special ability allows him to purchase gems for himself to kind of fix his own economy. The idea is Olgamore is going to be my tank. He's going to take all the player damage. Maza is going to support him, and I'm going to try to stack my best gems on Olgamore because he has the Coal Shard, which generates 3 Aether as a starting card. So he basically starts with a very powerful gem. And that way I can get turns with 7 or 8 Aether to combat Hollow Crowns. He's got a tier 2 card that will summon a 3rd Acolyte. And I want to make sure I can get rid of it. It costs 8 Aether to discard, and I want to make sure I get rid of that. That's kind of the big checkpoint to defeating Hollow Crown. Hollow Crown is going to start with Solara and Edge's Trag. Trag's blood magic ability is any player suffers 2 damage. If that player is 5 life or less, this minion will suffer 2. And Solara, any player discards 2 cards in hand, then this minion suffers 3 damage. So you can't damage Hollow Crown individually or directly. You have to kill all of his acolytes. There are 9 of them. Each of them have 11 life, and one of them gets recycled. So you effectively have to face down 10 of them. And also another point, one of them gets healed. So it ends up being over 100 damage you got to deal to those acolytes, plus whatever regular minions come out and play. And I'm playing with randomizers. I'm going with a slightly different system. I'm not just randomizing everything. I separated my high cost, 2 of my high cost gems and some of my high cost spells, and I'm going to only pull from those once each. So I'm going to grab 2 gems from this stack right here. 1, 2. And we get Breach Ore and Volcanic Glass, which are a pretty good pull. And then I'm not looking, I don't remember which one's which. Bloodstone Jewel, very cool. So that's honestly a really good combination. I'd probably use Scoria Slag instead of Breach Ore, but that's a really good strong setup because you have a 3 cost in your Volcanic Glass. Breach Ore is your 4 cost. I should be telling you what they do. Yeah. So Volcanic Glass is your 3 cost, but you may pay 5. You may pay an additional 2 to gain 2 of them, giving them 1 to yourself and 1 to your ally. And the 1 that you give to your ally goes on top of their deck, not their discard pile. And it generates 2 Aether when used. Breach Ore is a 4 cost that also generates 2 Aether when used, but you can also use it to focus your closed breach with the lowest focus cost instead. And Bloodstone Jewel is 6 cost, and you gain 3 Aether, but on the turn you gain this, you gain an additional 3. So if you had 6, I could buy a Bloodstone Jewel and then use it to purchase, then it would generate 3, which I could use to purchase Volcanic Glass. So that's pretty cool. So what it effectively does is it gives me a 3, a 4, a 5, and a 6. Options for gems. And it gives me a way to I really like Volcanic Glass for this because I can buy a bunch of them, say with Olgamore, if his economy's going gangbusters. And then I can help Maza out. So I do really like those Volcanic Glasses. Okay, 1, 2. We get Cairn Compass, 4 cost. Ally may prep a spell from the discard pile to their open or closed breach, so that's good. Lets you double cast, basically. Your ally double cast. And Fiend Catcher, you may destroy a card in your hand or discard pile. Reveal the top card of the turn order deck. If you reveal the Nemesis turn order card, you may place it on the bottom of the turn order deck. So those are both very good. Pretty happy with those. I probably would have... Yeah, no, those are fine. I would have liked to have had that Cairn, or not the scroll thing, to generate charges. But this is fine too. Alright. Now my lower cost spells, I'm going to draw 3 of these. Jagged Lightning, Pyrotechnic Surge, and Celestial Spire. Okay. And then we're also going to take one of the high cost spells. Yeah, I don't love those spells. They're not terrible, but... Conjure the Lost. Alright, so that's a 6 cost. Okay. So 2 4s, a 5, and a 6. So we get Pyrotechnic Surge, 4 cost. It takes up 2 breaches. It deals 4 damage, and you may destroy a card in your discard pile. Jagged Lightning, 4 cost. Deal 3 damage. You may discard a card in your hand to focus any player breach. Or, I'm sorry, any player's breach with the lowest focus cost. And then we have Social Spire, 5 cost, deal 3 damage. If this card's supply pile is empty and the ally draws a card, I love this card. That's a super, super, super good card. And then Conjure the Lost, cost 6, deal 5 damage. You may destroy this. Grateful gains 4 life. So this one's also really good. So that's a good damage dealer, and it gives me a little insurance on Healing Grateful. I just probably, because I have the Breach Ores, I probably wouldn't have taken Jagged Lightning. It feels a little unnecessary. And I don't particularly like Pyrotechnic Surge either. But it does allow me to destroy cards, as well as the Fiend Catcher. So I may grab a couple of those. Yeah, we'll see. So it was brought to my attention that my shuffling style can cause repeats, especially on the turn order deck. I don't think it really matters for the randomizers. But, so I am going to try to alter that a little bit. But let's get started. Alright, Nemesis card. Beseech. Place the Acolyte in play with the lowest life on the bottom of the Acolyte deck. Draw an Acolyte, unleash. Okay, so we're going to take... Actually, no, we're going to keep Solara. We're going to take Trag and send her back there. Because the main benefit I get is from her having, my players having lower life. So I might benefit from facing her later on. Alright, and we pull out Lurzon. Player with the lowest life suffers 1 damage. Okay. And we unleash, so I get to pick. Either one player takes 1 damage. Yeah, we're going to do that. So Ogumor is going to take 1 damage, and that drops him to 9. From that unleash. Okay. And then we get Maza. He's going to prep Spark. And then he will pay 3 to open his second breach and prep his second Spark. Then we get Ogumor. He's going to prep Spark. And then he will use Coal Shard, which costs him 2 life. Gives him a charge and 3 Aether, which leaves him with 5. Yeah. I'm going to buy 2 volcanic glasses. So one goes in Ogumor's discard, the other one goes to Maza's, the top of his deck. And I hold on to that other Spark. And I draw 4. Nemesis. We get Throne Watch. 6 life. Persistent effect. Resolve the blood magic effect of the Acolyte with the lowest life. The Acolyte then suffers 1 damage. Oh, I'm sorry. It's 6, not 10. Alright, then we get Maza. He will cast both Sparks, hitting Throne Watch, bringing him from 6 to 4. He will then prep Spark, and then for 4, he will purchase a Breach Ore. Ogumor will cast Spark, doing 1 damage to Throne Watch, bringing him to 3. He will then prep Spark, and then he's going to focus his 3rd breach, actually, for 3, and prep Spark to that. Okay. So a little odd how that first round played out, for Ogumor anyway. But I like the combination I got set up right here. I'm happy Maza got 2 open breaches. I'm going to try Pyrotechnic Surge this time. I think. Although I do think you can catch her too. Alright, Nemesis is going to go. So first Throne Watch activates. Resolve the blood magic effect. They both have... Discards 2 cards. I'm going to have Ogomor take another point of damage from Lurzon. And then Lurzon takes 1 point of damage from Thermwatch. And then we draw. Heart of Nothing, power 2, unleash twice, or any player suffers 4 damage. To discard 4 cards in hand. I don't want to do that. I really like both my hands. Alright. We're starting with Ogomor. He's going to cast 2 sparks, do 2 damage to Thermwatch. Brings him to 1, and then he's going to prep Spark. Then he's going to activate his special ability, or Cold Shard, rather. He's going to lose 2 life. Gives him a charge, and 3 Aether. Then he gets 2 from the Volcanic Glass, and 2 from the crystals. So that is 7 Aether, and he is going to purchase a Bloodstone Jewel. Bloodstone Jewel then gives him, for 6, that also gives him 3 Aether, so he still has 4, and he's going to use that to purchase a Breach Ore. He gets to go again. He's going to cast Spark for 1, killing Throne-Watch. He can't do a great turn, so he's actually going to discard 4 cards to eliminate Eye of Nothing, Heart of Nothing. And then the last crystal just gets discarded. And then we get Maza. We'll prep Spark. And then generates 2, 4 with these gems. And then with the World Heart Shard, he will generate 6. He will use that 6 to purchase a Bloodstone Jewel, which can only be used again. And this goes to Ogomor because of the World Heart Shard. But it generates an additional 3. And he uses that to purchase a Volcanic Glass for himself. Not too shabby. So that is awesome. They each have 1 Breach Ore. Ogomor has 2, and they each have 1 Breach Ore, 1 Volcanic Glass, and Ogomor has 2 Bloodstone Jewels. Which, he can't have too much economy, really, because it just lets him get charges up and heal. Neither of them can, for that matter. All right, we do get Maza once again. He will cast Spark once on Solara, bringing him to 10. So both the Acolytes are back at 10. I will then prep Spark, and then I have 5 or 3 and a Focus. He will spend 5 on 2 Volcanic Glasses. 1 for himself and 1 for his ally. Very nicely, getting my economy going. All right, Nemesis. Enslave. Resolve the blood magic effect of each acolyte in play without them suffering damage from those effects. So that's going to do 1 damage to Ogomor. Brings him from 4 to 3. And any player discards 2 cards in hand. So we're going to have Maza discard 2 crystals. And then Solara takes 3 damage, so he drops from 10 to 7. I feel super good about my economy right now. I don't know why I'm sorry, I wasn't looking. I was thinking and looking at my store. I didn't realize I was shuffling those. Open face. So I'm thinking strategy now. I would like to get, there's 2 more volcanic glasses, so I'd probably grab those. 1 more breach or each. Bloodstone Jewel, I might grab them if they're convenient. Because the extra 3 will allow me to grab Fiend Catchers. I would like to get all 5 Fiend Catchers, all 5 Cairn Compasses, all 5 Celestial Spires, and all 5 Conjure the Lost. I don't actually really care about Pyrotechnic Surges or Jagged Lightnings. Those would be nice to haves, but I think I'm largely going to ignore them. I was originally going to get Pyrotechnic Surges, but I already have Fiend Catchers, which are better value. I feel like, yeah. All right, we're going to start with Maza. He doesn't need to cast, so he can generate 4 or 6 with the World Heart Shard. So he's going to use 6. He's going to purchase a Bloodstone Jewel for Orgrimmar, and he's going to give himself a Fiend Catcher. Not too shabby. Nemesis gets to go. And we get Planar Collision. To discard 2 prep spells, power 2, unleash twice. Okay, Maza gets to go. He will discard both of his sparks to discard Planar Collision. Perfect. That worked out really well. He will prep spark, and then he generates 2, 4, and a focus, or 6. And he will purchase a Bloodstone Jewel for himself as well, which also generates an additional 3 that he'll use for another Fiend Catcher. Okay. So his economy is basically set. All right, Orgrimmar's turn. He's going to prep Spark. Yeah, okay. I will use Cool Shard, lose 2 life, gain a charge. I generate 3 Aether. Bloodstone Jewel gives me 3, so that's 6. Volcanic Glass is 8. Breach Ore is 10, or I can use it to focus. I will use 6 to purchase 3 more charges and then activate a special ability, healing him 6, bringing him from 1 to 7. I still have 4 remaining, which I will use to purchase a Breach Ore. He gets to go again. I will spend 4. Well, first I'll cast Spark. It's going to do 1 damage to Lurzon. Drop him from 10 to 9. 8, 9. Then I will spend 4 to open his second breach. And prep 2 Sparks. Okay. So I'm feeling really good. I got 2 breaches open with both mages. Their economy is basically set at this point. So what I want to do is purchase the rest of those Fiend Catchers so I can start getting rid of my starting crystals and sparks. And my next focus is going to be buying Celestial Spires and Conjure the Lost. So realistically, I'm looking at 3 Fiend Catcher, 4 Clearing Compass, 5 Celestial Spire, 6 Conjugal Loss. So even though I only really have 2 spells that I want to grab, those Cairn Compasses are going to get me the extra firepower. And it also frees me up from having to open up all my breaches. Alright, so Nemesis' turn. Encroach, Unleash. Reveal the top card of the turn order deck. Player card revealed. Player suffers 2 damage. Otherwise, Gravehold suffers 3. Okay, so I'm going to have to shuffle for that. But first we're going to do an Unleash, and that means Lurzon's going to activate. Player with the lowest life suffers 1 damage. That is Ogumor, since Maz is still at 10. So we go from 7 to 6. And then we need to shuffle. I'm feeling really good about this. Again, I feel like I got this one in the bag. So Maz has got full health. He's at 10. His economy is actually pretty good. Ogumor, he's at 6. His economy is great. And I'm starting to purchase Fiend Catchers. I have not purchased any additional spells, though. So I really don't have any firepower other than my Sparks. Is that true? Yeah, I think that's true. So I was able to get rid of Throne Watch pretty easily. Yeah, he has 3 Sparks and he has 4. So I have 7 Sparks between the 2 of them. So that's why I've been able to kind of wait on my spells. So Jan Magda only had 1 Spark out of her entire starting card. So 7 between the 2. 7 out of my 20 starting cards are Sparks. Alright, so reveal. Player card is 2. That means Maza is going to take damage. He's going to take 2 points of damage. So that brings him from 10 to 8. Not a big deal. And then it's Maza's turn. Fiend Catcher allows you to destroy a card in your hand or discard pile. Reveal the top card of the turn order deck. And then my place on the bottom. So can I use... Yeah, I don't see why you can't do it in whatever order you want. So I'm going to use my 4 crystals to generate 4 Aether, which I will use to purchase Cairn Compass. And then I'm going to use Fiend Catcher to destroy one of these crystals. And then I get to reveal the top card because of the... is that right? Yeah, because of the Fiend Catcher. Because it is a Nemesis card, I will put that on the bottom. So it's still a Nemesis card, which is fine. That's good. I got to separate them out. Resolve the blood magic effect of the Acolyte with the most life. The Acolyte then suffers 6 damage, then unleash twice. Okay, so the one with the most life is Lurzon, so he's going to do 1 damage to Ogumor. Then he takes 6 damage. That drops him to 3. Then unleash twice, which means Solara is going to activate twice. Or, well, maybe not. Activates once. Any player discards 2 cards. Ogumor is going to discard 2. And then he takes 3 damage. That leaves him with 4 life. So yeah, he still activates again. And we'll have Maza discard 2 sparks. And he suffers 3 damage, bringing him to 1. Sorry, I just knocked the camera. Everything good? Yeah. Not too shabby. Alright, and Maza's turn. So he will cast a spark to kill Solara. That brings out Navkalis. He does 3 damage to Gravehold and then suffers 1 damage. And then I generate 4, 5, or 6 if I want to give something to Ogumor. You know what? I'll do it one more time. I'm going to pay 6, and I'm going to purchase a Bloodstone Jewel, which will go to Olgamore, and that will allow Maza to get the third Fiend Catcher. Those last 2 Fiend Catchers need to go to Olgamore. Okay, Olgamore's turn. He will cast 1 Spark, doing 1 damage to Nalkalis. Prep Spark, and then he generates 4. And with 4, he will purchase a Cairn Compass. It's probably a little risky to do that, but it's alright. Alright, he gets to go again. Sweet. So look at this hand. 2 Bloodstone Jewels, Breach Ore, Volcanic Glass, and a Coal Shard. So that is 13 Aether if I use it all, as well as a charge. So, very cool. And that's why I do it. So I will activate Coal Shard. He will take 2 damage, dropping from 5 to 3, gaining a charge, and 3 Aether. And then with the 2 Bloodstone Jewels, that's 9. Volcanic Glass, that's 11. And I still have the Breach Ore. Yeah. So that's enough. Right? 3, 9, 11, 13. I will use 10 of that to purchase 5 charges and activate his special ability, healing himself by 6, and now he's back up to 9 life. I have 3 Aether remaining, and I will use that to purchase a Fiend Catcher. So now Olgamore's at 9 life, Maza's at 8, Gravehold's still at 30. And he still has a charge. Oh no, no he doesn't. So that is why I was focusing so hard on his economy. It's really going to let him keep his special ability up. And I won't have to share any hits with Maza. Okay, this should be Nemesis, yep. Mage Ender, 9 life. Player with the most open breaches suffers 2 damage. Okay, that isn't great. He's going to be a little bit of a problem because I have not purchased spells yet. So this is where it's coming back to bite me. But I can tank him. They both have 2 open breaches, so I can make sure Olgamore takes those hits. So it's not the end of the world, but it's gonna cost me. I'm definitely paying a price for not purchasing any spells. But I'm pretty sure I can turn that around pretty quickly. I'm gonna start using the Fiend Catcher, and that will give me multiple activations in a row. It'll let me start curating my deck, and I'm gonna have so much economy that I'm really not that worried about acquiring those spells. My high damage spell is only 6 cost, and I want to get those 5s to allow me to draw additional cards. That's going to be key. Okay, we do get Maza. So we generate 5, 6, 8, or a focus. We're going to spend 6 on a Conjure the Lost. We will use Breach Ore to focus that 3rd breach. And then Fiend Catcher. We'll destroy a crystal. Yeah. Interesting. Not ideal by any means. That kind of sucks. So we're going to purchase Volcanic Glass for 3. I'm going to use Fiend Catcher to destroy Crystal. Reveal the top card, Nemesis. Throw that on the bottom. And Cairn Compass is actually just going to hold on to, I guess. Well, no. I guess I think I can use this, even though I can't use it, to be discarded. I know you can't do that with spells, but an ally may prep a spell and discard pot. Yeah, because it's a May prep to their open or closed breach. Doesn't do anything. 3 sparks. Evil. Alright. Ogremore's turn. We're going to cast 2 sparks. 2 damage to the Mage Ender brings him to 7. We're going to prep a spark. And then I generate 4 or 6. So I'm going to take 6. Take Conjure the Lost. Nemesis gets to go. So we're going to have Mage Ender activates, and Ogremore is going to take 2 damage. And then we draw. Aphotic Sun. Discard, spend 7 Aether. Power to Unleash. The player with the most charges suffers 3 damage. Loses all of their charges. Ogremore gets to go again. He'll cast Spark. 1 damage to Mage Ender. Brings him to 6. My dog's chasing his tail. And we're going to prep Spark. Do you want to go outside? Yeah, I'll open the door for you. Hold on. That was cute. Alright, sorry about that. So I prep Spark. Then I generate 5, which is enough for a Celestial Spire. And Cairn Compass does not thing. And Nemesis' turn. So Mage Ender activates again, does another 2 damage to Ogmore, brings him to 5. Take a token off of Aphotic Sun. And we draw. Morbid Gyre. Power 1, unleash twice. Players collectively discard 3 cards in hand. To discard, spend 7 Aether. So that's not great. He has 7. Ogmore has 7. Maza does not. So I can get rid of one of those. Maybe. Still need Ogmore to get the turn order card before Hollow Crown. So this could be a really bad turn. Sorry, I'm trying to mix up my shuffling. It's causing me to... Alright. No neutral. Okay. So neutral, we get Maza. Maza will prep 2 sparks. Volcanic Glass is worth 2. So he purchases a charge. And then he uses Fiend Catcher to destroy the other spark in his hand. Then reveals the top card, Nemesis, and he gets to put that on the bottom. Sweet. Okay. Ogmore gets to go. We're going to cast Spark, do 1 damage to the Mage Ender. Brings him to 5. Okay. Ogmore is going to activate Coal Shard. He takes 2 damage. Gains a charge and 3 Aether. He's also going to spend 7 to get rid of Aphotic Sun. He still has 3 remaining, and he's going to use Fiend Catcher. He will destroy Spark. And reveal the top card, which will stay. And with that 3, he will purchase another Fiend Catcher. Okay, and Mazza gets to go. We're going to cast 2 Sparks, dealing 2 damage to Mage Ender, brings him to 3. And then we're going to prep Conjure the Lost. And he generates 3, 7, 8, 9 if I want to send something to Ogmore. I will take the 9, and I will first buy a Cairn Compass, which will send to Ogmore. I'll then purchase a Celestial Spire with the remaining 5. So really the idea here is the combo that's going to win me the game is I'm going to use the Fiend Catcher to get rid of all of the starting cards while keeping Nemesis's activations towards the end of the round. And then I'm going to use all 5 Celestial Spires to allow me to draw additional cards, and then use the 5 Cairn Compasses to get additional draws of the Celestial Spires while having curated decks. So I'm just going to keep drawing cards and just cycle through those decks super quickly. That's kind of the idea. That's the plan. All right. We're going to prep 2 Sparks. Unfortunately, Ogmore has very low life. No charges. And this is worth 4, 7. Okay. So I will spend the 7 to cancel Morbid Gyre. Why not? That's why I was stacking so much on him in the first place. Okay, now we're going to get double... Oh. Damn. So I'm going to have to stack that damage on Mazza, though, unfortunately. So Mage Ender activates. That's going to do 2 damage to Mazza. Brings him to 6 from 8. And then we pull out Null Scion, Persistent Unleash. I don't know if I've seen him before. I think once. And then it's going to be a double activation. Mazza's going to take that hit again. And it's going to drop him from 6 to 4. And then we get an Unleash, which means Navkalis activates. Does 3 damage to Gravehold. That's the first damage to Gravehold in this game. And then he suffers 1, which brings him from 10 to 9. And Gravehold goes from 30 to 27. So, because I paid 14 Aether with Ogmore to eliminate those 2 cards, that's why I wasn't able to heal, which is why Mazza had to tank those hits. But that's kind of why I built it this way. It's alright. I need to draw a card too. Right? He did 2. He unleashed, and I draw a card. Mutilate, Unleash. Players collectively discard 2 prep spells. Any player suffers 2 damage. Ooh, not good. Okay. So Grateful, it's going to take another 3 damage, drops to 24. Now Callus drops from 9 to 8. Then Oglemore is going to drop his 2 sparks. And then any player suffers 2 damage, so that's going to be Maza. So both my mages are down to 2 life. So not good. I have not purchased enough firepower. So I don't know if I can win this now. It's a little bit of a carry build, so I definitely screwed up. I should have gone for spells a little earlier. Even if it was just a Jagged Lightning or Pyrotechnic Surge, just something in there. These decks are still fat, they're not yet curated, and they're filled mostly with gems. Ooh, damn. Okay, Oglemore is gonna get exhausted. He takes 2 damage. He loses his charge, and his first breach becomes destroyed. In addition, Grateful takes 4 damage. There's no double unleash. Special rule. But Grateful goes from 24 to 20. Then we get an unleash. Grateful, it's going to take another 3 points of damage. Drops to 17. Now Callus goes from 8 to 7. And then we draw Infernal Domain. This is the one I've been worried about. Discard, spend 8 Aether, power 2. This draws a 3rd Acolyte into play, and resolve a blood magic effect of all 3 Acolytes. If that goes off, I've probably lost the game. I actually think I probably lost this game. I screwed up. Oh, man. So that's a quad Nemesis activation. Not good. So I still get... Oh, no. No, that's game over. That's game over. Player with the Mage Ender, the player with the most open breaches suffers 2 damage. I would normally take that with Oglemore, and that would be 4 damage to Gravehold. But I can't because the breach got destroyed. So that has to go to Maza. Maza takes 2 damage, and that's game over. Wow. I got screwed. I mean, it happens. It happens. I had screwed up earlier. So that's a loss. I thought I got this one in the bag. Man. I love that initial setup. I love the store. I had 5 Bloodstone Jewels, 6 Volcanic Glasses, and 3 Breach Ores, which I wasn't even using to... I just didn't get my spells going. I mean, if I had gotten that Conjure the Lost off, that would have made a huge difference. Yeah. All right, so that was my big mistake, was getting 5 Bloodstone Jewels. I didn't need 5. I'm glad that Maza got 1 of them, but Oglemore didn't need... Well, maybe he did. I don't know. But at one point, I should have purchased... I should have gone for those Celestial Spires a little bit quicker in the game. That's really all there is to it. And I probably should have gotten for the Fiend Catchers a little earlier too. I was nervous getting them super early, but they take so long to cycle through and actually destroy your starting cards that I really shouldn't worry about that as much. So I'm a little gun shy on getting those early, but yeah. Anyway, this was a good run. It was fun because I felt really powerful and really strong and really in control, especially when I was able to tank some of those stuff and then heal immediately and then cancel those attack cards really easily. But it didn't work out. So hope you enjoyed the video, and wish me luck on the next time. All right, guys. Love you. You're the best.